The epicenter of the 3.6 magnitude earthquake was right here in Germantown. Officials at the Quantico Marine Corps base say the munitions testing will go on until 11 p.m. tonight. The proposal would widen Route 1 to 6 lanes here in Woodbridge, but some local business owners are concerned. The students will build a 23-mile chain of paper clips, all in an attempt to break the Guinness World Record. The mandatory weather restrictions still remain in effect for Prince George's and Montgomery counties. The scratching noises led Bedford County Police to the trunk of D.C. resident Fiona Enderdy. They opened the trunk and they found a goat. The goat was still alive. The death of 11-year-old Sarah Haley Foxwell on the Eastern Shore last year in the hands of a sexual predator has prompted Maryland lawmakers to reconsider how they handle sexual predator cases. And we now hear that the heat has claimed yet another victim, a 65-year-old woman from Baltimore County. This is the 13th heat-related death this year in Maryland. Reporting live from Silver Spring, I'm David Pierce, News 4. Fairfax County Police are still investigating an attempted home invasion turned homicide at the quiet home of a local businessman. The police have released composite sketches today of the two suspects who are still on the run almost 1 week after the incident on Compton Road in Centerville. The armed men came in through the garage of the 9,000-square-foot mansion just before 11 a.m. on Monday. Sources say they encountered the homeowner's handyman, Jose Rosales Cardona. The Washington Post claims that Cardona tried to block the suspects from getting to the family, who owns a nearby shopping center and check-cashing business, among others. Cardona grabbed one of the suspects' guns, but he gave it back after the suspects threatened to kill a resident of the home. Cardona was then shot and killed. The intruders possibly fled the scene in a white Toyota pickup that police say might have tinted windows. Family members at the home who wish to remain anonymous say Cardona was a hero.
It's as if he was sent into our lives to protect us. He had no fear on his face, no hesitation.
Police say the older suspect is in his late 20s to early 30s, has a raspy voice, and is known by the other suspect as Slim. The police had more to say about what the suspects wore.
Both men were wearing jumpsuits, and they were full jumpsuits. They had on small knit caps. We're not clear with the color, but they were dark.
The family Cardona saved will soon hold a funeral for him, and they plan on sending his body back to his family in Guatemala. Reporting in Centerville, David Pierce, News 4. Metro riders were scarce today on this federal holiday, the first full day of service after last week's record blizzards.
Metro was very light. It wasn't the normal ridership, which actually can be packed, especially starting out from Vienna. That's where you get the cramming starting.
City crews were hard at work today, clearing the sidewalks outside metro stations in preparation for Tuesday morning's slushy commute. Gridlocked roads plagued Friday morning's rush hour. That, coupled with a train derailment that shut down part of the Red Line, resulted in major delays throughout the metro system.
It took me 2.5 hours to get to work, and I work near Union Station. And I'm a little bit concerned tomorrow and hope it's not the same 2-hour commute.
The heavy snow also caused problems for metro equipment.
We were still digging out our rail interlockings, or our rail switches that allow us to have trains move from one track to another.
Metro plans on opening on time tomorrow, even with 2 inches of snow in the forecast.
We do plan to open our rail system at 5 a.m. Tuesday morning. We expect to have a full complement of Metro buses that will be out there as well starting at 4 a.m.
Parking might still be a problem tomorrow, with about 1/4 of Metro parking spaces still covered in snow. But Metro is working to clear their lots. Metro asked riders to check their website for any possible delays tomorrow morning. Reporting for News 4, I'm David Pierce. A quiet Silver Spring community was rattled yesterday when police busted scores of high school students at a massive daytime party. Broken beer bottles can still be found today outside of the Kingswell Drive home where the midday party occurred. It all started yesterday when a John F. Kennedy High School teacher noticed that students were sneaking off campus.
It quickly became apparent that there was some type of off-campus event going on that a lot of kids were invited to.
Nearly 24 Montgomery County police officers arrived and saw people fleeing the scene. A neighbor caught it all on video. The police detained a whopping 100 students at the small home.
As a result of the investigation, 17 juvenile alcohol citations were issued. 1 adult alcohol citation was issued. There were 2 people also charged with possession of drugs.
The students were from nearby Einstein, Kennedy, Northwood, and Wheaton high schools. Neighbors say the parties were a weekly occurrence, and police claim the homeowners likely had no idea the parties were happening. The partygoers were either picked up by their parents or they were bused back to school. Kennedy High will hold meetings with parents soon to discuss the event. Although the students will appear in court, Montgomery County Public School officials have not said exactly what academic consequences they may face. Reporting in the newsroom, I'm David Pierce, News 4.